all things considered. I feel like I got through that pretty fast. I feel like I was only out there for like 10 or 20 minutes. Mar, hi. How's it going? The first half of that level shredded me. The second half was not too bad, but the first half absolutely destroyed me. Specifically the last part of the first half where you had to like kick the platforms to basically have the right one fall a little bit faster. I had a weird rhythm with it where I was like freeing some of the platforms a little bit early, so it didn't line up quite as right. I can make it more clear with the clear vid and stuff later, but I just wanted to mention it since you were here. But overall, a fun level. Also, hi. Solid gold.
Keep running late, so I tried to go earlier.
Yeah, you just got Goldilocks it.
Fuck Goldilocks. You're not wrong, but like, fuck that bitch.
Fuck Goldilocks. Fuck great platforms.
Fuck Mob Deep.
Spin jump till I die.
That had to be in the highlight, obviously.
Good job, bud.
Oh, Kevin, thanks for getting that snort. How are you? It's good to see you. Happy Friday. I hope you're happy.
Okay, I'm gonna try this as this Koopa is flying towards me and see how this obstacle goes. Oh my god, that's so much better. Holy shit. Okay. So for some reason, this obstacle is way easier when the Koopa is flying this way as opposed to when it's flying this way. Basically just because of where the Koopa is walking back and forth on these coins. Okay, good to know. How the fuck do I do this obstacle? On a saw?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. I just regular jumped and then I was like, wait. I don't know
like
why
that.
I thought you could
okay.
jump, but clearly you cannot.
Whew. God damn. Okay. That was sick. Okay. Thoughts on my first half, because I got my H2, like right after you. How cute. That was ridiculous. So the main jump that I had trouble with, as Mar saw a couple of times, honestly, was the red Koopa that was like flying back and forth. Because for some reason I kept trying to hit it as it was like on its way to the fireballs instead of like coming away from the fireballs. Was I supposed to take because what ends up happening is you actually want to hit it as it's coming towards you. So it bounces as you're landing on the platform. The Koopa basically reaches the end of the coins and then turns around. So it's walking towards you, so it's like super close to you by the time that the coins actually get there. And really, I can't recommend any way to like tweak that to make that any easier, quote unquote, because once I knew what to do, I felt like it kind of clicked pretty easy. That ending's ridiculous. I'm glad I one-shot that, because I probably would have gotten stuck there for a while otherwise. But very, very cool segment. I really like this gimmick. Oh, another solid for me. Unless I'm holding a Sprite. That's interesting. Alright, the gimmick for this level is sick.
They did my friend Rosie's emotes too. But then Court and Carrie both saw me retweet that their commissions were open and commissioned them, and they look so fucking good.
And I don't know if you've seen Carrie's swing emote,
swing
but it
emote
is fucking cute.
Oh my god.
And I've actually a couple of weeks ago, I asked Borgie Man if he'd be interested in doing commissions for animated emotes.
Yeah.
And he said that he would. Whew! God damn. Oh, that was a mean key, Mar.
I'm trying to read Sio's chat too.
What a fucked up key, Mar. I am so glad I wasn't holding down run.
I have like way too much stuff in this area, and the game is so mad at me about it. It's so laggy.
Borky's doing box art for this hack? That's amazing.
But it's so pretty. But
Thank
it's
you
so
for the
laggy.
G's. That hack, that level was hard.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yay!
Breddy's animations are very good also. I can definitely recommend Breddy.
Rose emotes, I hear.
And I might have, honestly.
Yeah.
I got very excited when I saw Borgy using his high, and I was like, out of curiosity, Borgy, are you commissioning soon? And he said that he was looking into rates and stuff, so I at least didn't come out of nowhere and just like demanded, I guess. Thanks, Blue. Thanks, everyone. So my hands are getting tired, so we're gonna go ahead and switch over to Pokemon here.
Did you want to take a breaky?
Yeah, I guess so. You're kind of just running around the island right now. True. Hey everyone, how's it going? I didn't have a chance to because you were mid-joke. Fellow, thank you for being here. Alright, so we're here testing more Sayonara 2. It's been a couple of weeks, honestly. So let's try to see what we're in for. Oh, I was warned that there was a Casio / Bunbun water level coming.
I'm very confused by this. Does anyone have any ideas? I really want to finish this tonight, so I would take.
Whew. God damn, that is a segment and a half, Mar. I guess I don't really have anything in terms of recommendations for it, because I feel like everything would have pretty much been done already. I still feel like loosening this from 3 to 1 would give the player a little bit more time to adjust right here, but it's not really the end of the world, because like you said, I got it after like my second try of doing it, really. Otherwise, hard segment hard, but cool.
How's it going? Welcome in.
Okay, I like this already.
Sorcery, Tekken 7, Guitar, and then Final Fantasy. What is that number?
12.
12. Thank you. Final Fantasy really got me like. Let me do math every time I try to read their numbers. That sounds like an amazing stream. Oh my goodness. Did you stream for a really long time? Or did you fit all that into a short time? God, I wish I wasn't so nervous.
No! Okay.
To rise up to this,
Counting that as making it up here, because all I did was not hold up high enough. Is that?
Oh, did I miss my subscription?
Whatever. We'll take that. I used the save state to get through, but whatever. Cool level. That ending was a little tricky, but I think if you nerf it down to 2, it's perfectly fine. Very cool level though. Honestly, that's probably also my favorite Casio water / Bunbun water level. That was a good use and good difficulty where it is still hard and challenging, but still pretty fun.
So I did you send it too soon?
Okay, so we're back for Sayonara 2 testing, and we're actually here with a level that apparently nobody has tested, so it should be fun. Last time we beat the Casio water level.
It might.
Hi everybody!
It might. Take 2.
Bun my man. Alright, we're here. We're gonna test this level. I don't know. It's the ice level? If a sprite is touching a star block, Mario will have star power. Ooh, interesting.
That's type of funny.
Okay, I like this gimmick already.
I don't want to climb you! Usernames over real names? It's true. I can't fucking do this! I can't do it. I can't do it. We're close to a break. You let me know when a break is good for you. I would like one.
Mar! How do you get P-Speed here?
Why do our friends hate us? Why do they torture us with these games?
Mar!
Mar!
You can preserve some of your momentum on P... Yeah, like, I got a neutral on the way up, but that's so hard to do.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be alright. I mean, I don't know, she has worked at restaurants, so I feel like she's been really lucky that it hasn't happened until now, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I don't know. I know they were supposed to go to Disneyland for her birthday, and I don't know if they like already went, and then like that's where they got it, or like if they were supposed to go on like Monday or something, and now they won't get to, so I don't know. But either way.
Okay,
Some of the first people that I know IRL.
So,
besides, like, us.
that was a pretty tricky little ending. Everything up until that ending was very, very fun. Even if you don't touch anything else about the level, honestly, and just nerf the ending, I feel like this level is perfectly fine. I got my H if you want to take a break.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
We're at a good break.
Also, sio-kedelic. We have an emote for it now. Nice. Overall thoughts before I take the break. Very cool segment. Very, very hard ending, but you're nerfing it and know that, so it's fine. I liked all the segments leading up to it, though. Figuring out the part where you had to, like, navigate the disco shell to clear out a fuzzy, and then jump on the buzzy, and then jump up, was probably the hardest jump of the first half, especially after you nerf this one. I will 100 times out of 100 take those like cheap shot buzzies coming at you at the end over trying to preserve P-Speed with that note block, because while that is cool tech, that is hard to do that late into the level, and even with a save state I was struggling on that obstacle, so I look forward to seeing what it looks like in the final release though, because this is a really cool level. And honestly, up until that segment, I feel like I was flowing pretty well through this segment. That last obstacle kind of bodied me, but yeah, we're going to be gone in about 10 minutes. I also have a clip show, so we're going to go ahead and mute this game, and then...
You already got it Tuesday. There's also a shell jump on the left that you have to do quickly.
Yeah.
It's almost like a shell jump under pressure is where I give up on levels.
Oh, okay, that was the end of the level. Hi, Num. That second half was much easier than the first half, but very cool. I really liked that level, honestly. That was a really cool level. I don't entirely know what it replaced, honestly, because I didn't really see the bumpy level that was apparently there before. But I really liked that level. That was cool. This obstacle right before the first half, Mar already said she was going to change, so whatever.
It's called Yikes Tree. Blue knew.
That would honestly be the only obstacle I would even recommend changing, though, because even with save states, I struggled with that obstacle. Second half was honestly perfectly fine. I feel like everything flowed really well.
It refuses to grab! It won't grab! I'm starting to believe you can't even grab that block.
Grab blocks are unfortunately frustrating, and I wish I had more advice on how to grab them, but I'm not very good at it either.
Well, they're dumb. I hate them. Oh, now you grab? Now you grab and throw that way? How's it over here? This is, I was putting on makeup and then I decided to put on
so let's go ahead and get started on this.
It looks cute, but it took forever. My glasses are a mess. Are anyone's
It's
glasses?
the KLDC anthem.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Thank you for always being the first one here. J-Boo, thank you so much for being the first one here. Not in this one. But I hope you're having a good day. Rev.
Cool level already.
Your voice and stuff looks great. Thank you, Rev. I hope you enjoyed the clip show.
Whew, this is a big jump.
We are getting started at a weird time again. But today it's because Kez had his run at GDQ at like 6:30 this
God
morning.
damn, kicking this you. I'm gonna put a save state here just to get through this.
Oh, because you put
Because literally all I'm doing is dying to this timing. This is incredibly frustrating. Jesus. This might be a little overkill for this more.
So much monitor space. Also, I like your desk. I like that it's not like a full L, but that it has that extra little space. That would be
The more I'm doing this trick,
it looks really great.
the more frustrated I'm getting with it.
It's like a mouse, but I prefer to apply it.
Like, I'm fast falling here. I'm not holding down jump. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
That would be awesome. Is your ultra wide? Yeah, that looks so cool.
This isn't even the end? Oh my god. Okay. This is too much, Mar. I'm sorry. I have been down for the longer segments of this, but having another obstacle to do after this weird shell jump is a little excessive. And I feel like you're gonna potentially piss off a lot of people with this level because it's very long and very frustrating.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you wouldn't have to like scroll as much, you could see more of it.
It's just a little frustrating because it doesn't feel like the difficulty like the rest of the hack. Like, this just feels hard for the sake of being hard. Whereas, like, everything else in this hack I've been able to point to, it's hard because, like, X setup needs to be this way for it to function. This one just seems like it's hard for the sake of being hard at the end of this, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Like,
and then I guess I don't know.
can I just let this kick?
I did make an appointment to replace the windshield.
No? What am I doing with this ending?
It's just a frustrating situation.
I have to get in.
There was the option
This
to
is
have them
confusing.
come to
This
the
level is
right?
not my favorite, if I'm being honest.
No way, I would rather have you come to
Can I just-
me. But then since it's a windshield replacement,
No, I
you
do.
need at least like 5 feet on every side of the car, I guess. I'm like,
So I just need to land on the shell again?
park on the street. Even if we moved the car to like the parking lot in our alley.
What am I doing in this level?
So I was kind of freaking out, and I was like, I wonder if
Can I
my
fast
dad
fall onto the
was off
shell?
that day, or like, not busy.
Or do I just go into the door?
Maybe you can come pick me up if I drop it off. And I was
Okay.
like, why would you do that?
I'm
Wanted to see
I'm not a big fan of this ending thing. I think this room should just end after here if you're gonna keep everything like this. Even with a save state, I don't understand what you want me to do here. And after all of this, that is not ideal. I don't know if other people struggled with this. I'm seeming to have like weird issues with some struggle segments that other people aren't. But I don't understand how this works. And having to go back to the beginning for this is not.
What does he use this for? Is the one particularly have two screens occupying the one screen? That is incredible. That's so cool.
Like, is it
My main
this?
setup has two monitors.
I'm falling as fast as I can and I cannot do this.
So that's extra cool.
Mar, I do not get this ending at all. Even with the save state, I do not understand what the hell you're asking me to do here.
Also, babe, we could probably take a break soon.
I will probably.
You haven't had a proper break.
Yeah, I will probably need one.
Well, and you've been doing nothing but Kaizo tonight too, so.
Yeah, Mar, even with the save state, I have no idea what the fuck you're asking me to do here.
Cool. Well, okay. The reason I ask is
If anyone
because,
in chat knows what to do here, feel free to
like,
backseat
usually
here,
it would be
because
more helpful for, like, a stream setup.
I'm not gonna lie, this room here and on completely lost me in this level. I was really feeling this level, and then these two rooms hit, and I am not anymore. And I've been feeling 90% of this hack, but this last two rooms here are not my speed. Okay, so I can't just jump over here, right?
It's just always easier.
Okay, and I can't just grab it because that's the entire gimmick of the room. Okay, so you just go in hella fast. I am not gonna lie, Mar. I am not the biggest fan of that pre-midway section. I'm gonna go ahead and just... Okay, I'm gonna try once from here and just try it from the top. If I don't get it, I'll just go ahead and go back to that midway, but everything about this level, in terms of its like setup and execution, feels fun. And I want to run through this because I'm about to take a break and I want to make sure that I'm at least ending this on a constructive note. I like this setup. All of this setup from the beginning portion feels intuitive. This setup right here specifically is hard, but it's like still fair hard. Towards the end of this section, this starts to feel very, very intense Kaizo puzzle at the end of a very hard section. And I don't know if it really needed to. And it resulted in quite a lot of frustration and trying to learn this with save states. And I assume, based on my feedback in other sections, I assume that a lot of these things needed to be this tight for this version of the trick to work, but I did not necessarily vibe with the current version of some of these tricks. This one's okay, although I did end up dying to that little clip quite a lot. The shell jump's awkward, but it's whatever, honestly, like it's just an awkward, hard trick. From that pipe on is where I'm lost, honestly, in terms of like why it's as tight as it is. Because it's already pretty late into the segment at that point. I do kind of wish that that yellow shell was infinitely respawning, because as it stands, it feels a little tight for it to just be a one-shot.
like 20. And some actual stuff. Especially
And I
'cause,
think a
like,
lot of the
bugs
reason I'm
are
frustrated with
a
that
lot
yellow
of,
shell thing specifically is because there's still
orange
two like
and
very hard
also
tricks after that.
plenty of the raw
And I mean, like, this level might just be like the shit kicker of the hack, I guess. It might not be though, because it sounded like from what this level sounded like it sounded like things had gone fairly well on this level for other testers, but these last two obstacles before this midway, for how hard the rest of the level is and for how much there is to do,
I mean, like, do you really
The
need a
end.
PS5 though? I feel like even if I wanted a PS5 when it was first coming out, I fucking wouldn't really want one now. And I mean, I know that's me personally, but I just like don't need it. I have a PS4.
Okay, pretend I got that
Pretty
shell
much
jump.
everything that is coming out on PS5 on PS4.
Jump over here.
You know what I mean?
Having to do more
I
after
personally
this
don't care, 'cause I
is
was not gonna get
ridiculous.
one anyway.
I'm okay surfing the jet.
Okay. I have the console.
Yeah, this entire post pipe segment is entirely unneeded in my opinion. It's a little ironic. The music with the kale.
Also, I like that you said
Okay, so
how it
even
is
if
because
you
it's
do
ever
jump
been
off
easy
of
to
it,
get your
it's
hands on a
still
PS5. Oh, I don't know why that part made me think that.
it's a double bounce shell, so it still doesn't do that. Okay. I'm just gonna put a save state there. I was really not a huge fan of how much I've had to use save states these last couple of levels, if I'm being honest, because I feel like I was doing pretty good in this playthrough until pretty recently.
That makes sense, Mike.
I was really vibing with this level until I got to the part where I had to figure out that shell jump. I would maybe recommend, if you're gonna keep all of that in there, I personally wouldn't. I would recommend completely axing that weird pre-door thing and just ending it at that shell jump. I think if you end it at that shell jump, you don't need to touch anything before it and just have that pipe go to here, and then it's perfectly fine. If you are keeping the obstacle after that, I would heavily recommend having that shell jump go off of spikes. So it's like you have to jump over the shell twice, but you can still like jump off of the shell as it like bounces down into the bottom. Because trying to catch that and then trying to do the trick after that is a lot. And I feel like I came into today's playtesting stream pretty ready to like at least knock out a full level, and I am like beyond done right now, if I'm being honest. And rather than be in a weird mood, I'm just gonna go ahead and recognize that, and
You need a break?
yep.
Okay.
We're gonna switch over to
We're gonna
Pokemon,
take a
which
break.
hopefully goes
I very much
better, because
I don't know.
why don't you get up to...
Well, because it's not gonna switch over if it's not turned on.
Are these batteries dead? Why don't you get to the Duracell? Yeah, the batteries are just dead. I thought I replaced them, but maybe
I know, I thought so too.
I spaced out and thought I replaced them and then just put the dead ones back in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it on?
It's trying to be. Yeah, now it's on. I guess now we'll see if this is infinite, because this should be hit number 4. Oh good, it is infinite. Woo! Good job. Self. I did it. Cool fight, Mar. I like that fight. I am removed from my saltiness of the first half. I don't really remember exactly what made me salty about it, but very cool boss fight. I liked just kicking the Goombas off the edge. That was a cool little twist on it.